Okay, so hi guys, this is Peko from PundiX, and with me is Zac, and we would like to hear you about your concern and your questions about the announcement that we recently published, and please feel free to ask the questions in the chat, and we will answer you one by one. And first of all, maybe Zac can give us an update about the current situation, why we have the decision about ICO, FunctionX ICO, and also regarding the tokens.
Right. Hello, guys. Thanks for taking time to join this AMA. I know many of you that are in Europe are actually now in the middle of the night, and maybe perhaps even some guys in the West Coast and the East Coast. So thank you guys for joining this AMA, especially at such a short notice. So Peko is actually holding the recording, so I won't be seeing the questions, but I'll try to read the questions from the Telegram and then answer it one by one. Hopefully we can try to talk to as many people as possible, and also answer your doubts and also queries about everything in general, but specifically on our announcement yesterday. So first and foremost, I'd like to say that for us, we have always prided the community as our core development. And recently we have announced the development of FunctionX, which is to create a project that is, if I may, even bigger than Expos, which is a native blockchain with its native ecosystem and native currency. We have received a lot of encouragement from this. And what we did yesterday was that we announced several mechanisms, including the redemption and also the ICO that we hope to pursue. And apparently most people are actually against it. We actually did a voting yesterday. We actually did 2 votes. One is whether we should have a public ICO for FunctionX, which the community has voted to not to have one, which I think we should respect that, of course. And the second one is whether we should have a FX to MPXS and MPXS ZEM redemption at 1 to 200, which the community has also voted no. First and foremost, I'd like to apologize to everyone because it's at the festive season right now, and we have actually brought forward a very comprehensive but also a very heavy concept paper for everyone to digest, and it's definitely not the best time. This is the first mistake that we made. The second mistake that we made was that it was actually announced in quite a haste, because we wanted everyone to participate in the redemption, but the time that is given, many people have reflected to us that they are actually having holidays in the mountains where they cannot get the proof of address, and also the time was too short. The reason why we tried to do a redemption was actually to reward MPXS and MPXS ZEM holders. If you have read the concept paper in detail, but I think we have not anticipated, and rightly so, we have done it wrong, which that we have not anticipated. Many people are on holidays, and also it's a bear market, so I think this is the time for us to answer any doubts, and also to own up to our actions. We believe that we have done many things right since October last year to now. Many good things that have brought us to where we are today. but I think yesterday was not one of the right decisions that we have made. In fact, it was a bad one. So I think it's good to start taking questions. So Peko, why don't you?
Yes, I will actually ask questions in the group.
Yeah.
That what is the purpose of creating two tokens, two coins, besides getting NPXX as tokens to power the Function X ecosystem?
Sure. So the NPXS token is actually a X-Post token whereby it will power the transaction fee, the fill, and everything that we do on the X-Post and also the XPass. The FX coin is actually a native currency token for the blockchain ecosystem. If I may use a example, FX is equivalent to Ethereum, Zcash, Ripple, etc., which is a native currency token for the blockchain, and the NPXS token is a project based token. So if you talk about semantics, FX is actually a coin, which is a native currency, and NPXS is a token, which is like what many people understand on the Ethereum blockchain, which is a ERC20 Lite token.
Right. You got another questions, like when token burned?
Okay. The initial announcement was that we will make the announcement on the 3rd of January on the token burn of our performance throughout this year. But I think since we're at the AMA right now, it's actually a good time for us to announce the token burn. So allow me to announce or to share the token burn numbers. So first and foremost, let me share with you the token burn number for NPXS. We will burn approximately 5.7 billion, which is about 2.8 million US dollar worth of NPXS in the coming few days. This is for NPXS. And the second, we will burn about 2.8 billion NPXS ZEM, which is approximately 1.4 million USD, which both will total up to 4.2 million USD worth of tokens that we'll be burning in the coming few days. And as we know, this year is actually or at least the past few months has been a bear market. So X-Post rollout has been going on well, but it hasn't been a huge uptake. So the token burn are actually a significant portion of the token burn will actually come from our own company. And then if for those that are following our company, you know that we announce our addresses, not just the company's address, but also the founders and the management address. So the 4.2 million US dollar token burn will be coming substantially from the company itself. Yeah.
Right. Thank you for your update. So I have a question here. Why you choose swap instead of airdrop some FS coin to PundiX holders?
I think you are referring to the FX blockchain. We actually deliberated between a pure airdrop program and a redemption program. The reason why we initially wanted to avoid the airdrop program is that the jurisdiction that we are operating in, and also after consulting with the legal team, we feel that moving forward it's more legally sound that we do a redemption whereby the holders actually exercise this in a active way, so that the holders are actually performing and understanding the process of it. So however, as we have received the result from the community to not go for a redemption, I still feel that a redemption it's a good process, but this is not a investment advice. So since the community has voted to not to proceed with redemption, we will just skip the redemption and go for a pure airdrop to do a pure airdrop to both MPXS and MPXSM holders. So I would like to announce that MPXS and MPXSM holders will be receiving 15% of FX token from the TGE generation, and the airdrop will be commencing throughout the 12-month periods, and the process of the airdrop will be significantly beneficial to long-term holders. What do I mean by that? We will institute certain encouragement, for example, to store your MPXSM and MPXS in X wallet, because for you to receive the airdrop. So people that actually initiate this action, which we believe are mainly active holders and also long-term holders, will then be able to if I may, to profit from the 15% airdrop much more. So hence, we are scraping the redemption program, and we are scraping the public ICO program, and we will be initiating a 15% airdrop, or in technical terms, token unlock to all MPXS and MPXSM holders. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And to add to it, okay, it's okay. Yeah. Next question.
Okay. So, what is the plan for the future regarding, because some people were asking one to one ratio tokens swap, and what is the future of the FX, and if we don't have a ICO, would it affect it?
Okay. So let me explain again. Many of our long-term holders are actually understand this, but because the community has grown in such magnitude, that I think allow me to explain again. So the XPOS program is an essential part of the FX blockchain. The XPOS is a offline payment mechanism that will fuel the cryptocurrency world, and specifically to fuel the adoption of FX blockchain. So FX blockchain and XPOS are mutually beneficial. So the XPOS will need to be successful for FX blockchain to be successful. The MPXS token and MPXSM token is to fuel the XPOS transaction. It is a project on top of the blockchain, which is like an Ethereum blockchain. And the FX coin is actually the lower layer of the blockchain coin, which means that in the future, other projects that are growing, especially other non-payment like projects, because XPOS will be a significant, huge portion, if not the full portion of payment ecosystem. But there will be other projects which, if I may, example, which is ERC20 projects like Omisego, like Kyber, etc., Bancor, which is living on top. So XPOS is a actually very essential project on the blockchain, which is powered by FX coin, and this is the MPXS token, which is over here. So MPXS token will never disappear. When we launch the mainnet, MPXS will be swapped 1-to-1 to MPXX living on top of the FunctionX blockchain. We don't have a name for the token yet, but let's use a placeholder. We call MPXS FX token. So MPXS FX token will be swapped 1-to-1 with MPXS token, and then everyone will be transferred to the FunctionX blockchain when the mainnet is launched. And when the mainnet is launched, MPXS and MPXS holders will also be benefiting from the coin from the mainnet, 15% of the coin from the mainnet. In fact, you will be benefiting it before the launch of the mainnet, because the airdrop program will start very soon, and then it will last for 12 months, and it will be beneficial, especially to active holders. I mean, people that are active, that knows the progress of our project.
So some people were you were mentioned regarding the FX airdrop, and some people ask if they hold NPSS in Binance, do they still get FX airdrop?
Okay, so FX airdrop, we will announce it before, and one thing that one mistake that we made is that we pride ourselves as a company that is very agile and move very fast, and sometimes we actually have oversight that we are announcing things very abruptly. So what we will do is that we will announce it and to tell everyone that how the airdrop will be instituted and whether a certain exchange will be part of the airdrop program. And we will also encourage people to store your MPXS token on X Wallet, which is our native app, so that anything will be automatically included.
Right. What about the rest of FunctionX 85% coin?
Okay, the 85%, approximately, let me check.
Also, we have an incoming question regarding does the blockchain phone project goes to FS coin or the NPSX token?
Okay, to answer the question just now, of the total token supply, about 15% is actually given to the ecosystem initialization fund, which means that the FX coin or FX token will be distributed to developer, to service provider, because we have an IPFS, we have a D-Docker, we have FXTP services. All this needs to be powered by institutional company or people that are running nodes at home. People, individual that such as maybe like you. So we will institute 15% for the EIF fund, which is Ecosystem Initialization Fund. 10% will be for the company and advisor, and the rest of them, 15% will be for airdrop, and some of it will go into exchange directly, which will be live, I think, by end of next week, which means the FX token will be tradable on exchanges perhaps by late next week. Yeah.
Some people were asking regarding X Wallet. There's no iOS X Wallet.
Right.
Yet.
Okay. Actually, there's an iOS X Wallet test X Wallet. So I have with me right now the X Wallet over here. So we are still we are still perfecting the iOS wallet, and also in fact we have actually submitted many times to Apple App Store, and as you know, Apple App Store's policy is quite strict with cryptocurrency apps, so we are still liaising with Apple to get it out, but the test version is already up, and many of you have already downloaded from the website, but not from Apple App Store yet, because we need Apple's approval.
Right. Regarding the, there's one question. People were concerned regarding FX project. Do you create the FX project with your own money or PundiX money? And how could you trade it?
Okay, the FX project is actually it actually started with a very small team of developers to study and look into the possibility of creating the blockchain. And we feel that by creating the blockchain, it will eventually benefit not just FX coin, but MPXS token as well, because we are migrating to a blockchain that we have a stronger control. So, to answer your question, it's actually being funded by the team itself. Yeah.
Okay. So, FunctionX is funded by the team itself. Right. And we have a question here. When private keys for X Wallet?
When private key for X Wallet? I have to check with the developer team. The developer team is skipping Christmas this year. We will be having a X wallet update very soon. In fact, in a couple of days. So I need to double check if the ability to create or retrieve private key is in the latest update. But let me update you on the Telegram group or some social media.
Okay. There's one question from the token holder. They are very concerned about the current situation of the funding. Does PundiX have enough reserve capital to survive the bear market?
We have full funding and we will be able to survive the bear market. That is why when we heard the sentiment that the public has about doing a public ICO for FX, we can immediately scrape it because the FX project is funded by the team and we do not need any extra funding for PundiX Expo's project to progress.
And where do you see PundiX in 10 years and how do you see NPS's scan value over time?
Okay. All our vision, the company's vision is to see blockchain to be something that is as big as the internet revolution 20 years ago. So we believe that blockchain will be as big as the internet revolution 20 years ago, and the internet boom has brought huge company that has created huge value, such as Google, Intel, Facebook, etc. So we believe that blockchain will also flourish like the internet boom, and there will be companies that will come out from the cryptocurrency market and become the giants and Goliath of this revolution. So we hope and we are preparing ourselves for PundiX to be one of them.
Okay. There's one question. Will USA citizen be able to use Function X?
Okay. Yes, US citizen will be able to use Function X. And I think the reason why this was asked was stemmed from the previous redemption program where we prohibit US, Chinese, and also Malaysian citizen to do the redemption. The reason why we instituted that was because the legal situation in those companies do not allow us to do the redemption. But since the redemption has been scrapped, so there is no such issue, and American citizen will be able to use Function X as freely as you want.
Okay. There are some questions regarding XPEX cards. When distributing the XPEX card?
It depends on your jurisdiction, but we have been distributing XPass card very actively to different places, to Singapore, to many countries. In fact, I think about 25 countries if I got the numbers right. So if you are a private individual and if you want to get your XPass card, what you can do is that you can contact the admin, and if you are the business company or looking for partnership, you can contact our BD team. So we would like to have XPass card in as many places as possible.
There's one question regarding the airdrop again. Will Trust Wallet do the airdrop?
Okay, sure. We need to talk to Trust Wallet. So let's just give us some time to talk to the different wallets and the different exchanges and get back to you on which are supported. We will not say, hey, the airdrop will happen and then we will do it like tomorrow. No, we will give the community enough time to do it, and the airdrop will last for a year. So please give us some time to talk to which exchanges and which wallet that will be supported, and we will come back to you. Yeah.
There's one question regarding Xphone. When is the Xphone going to go commercial or global use?
Okay, the X phone, right? The X phone is it's actually slated for production in Q2 or Q3 2019. So in fact, we have received some phone company that you know that has reached out to us that wants to look for partnership, brands that all of you are very familiar with. We cannot share with you who they are, and please don't speculate. But once we have the news, we will share with you. They are big brands. And secondly, not just one, but more than one. Secondly, our initial specification is actually 6 gig RAM and also 64 gig ROM. We will likely make an upgrade to the specifications to make it even stronger. And our price will be priced extremely competitively for the ownership of X phone. For you that are in the mobile phone market, you know that there's 2 pricing strategy. One is a premium pricing strategy, which is to charge hefty so that people feel that they'll be getting 1 out of the 5,000 X phone. But our strategy is to price it at cost, even though we're only producing 5,000 X phone. We will only be able to share the price, the exact price later on, but it will be priced at cost. So it will be a very competitive pricing in the market.
And one question regarding what is the status of expos?
The status of expos. We have distributed to I think about 25 countries. The recent activation that we have centered around Argentina, which I was there, Colombia, Brazil, Singapore, and we also are shipping several hundreds to Venezuela as we speak right now. So I think we are trying very hard. The whole business development team, the whole company is trying very hard to get expos out. There are of course some speed bumps because, as you know, the sentiment of cryptocurrency last year and the sentiment of cryptocurrency this year is actually different. But I think we are targeting the market very strategically at the markets that want to have ownership of cryptocurrency. For example, in markets such as Venezuela, where we feel that the country as a whole want to own cryptocurrency. This is one. Second, we are also centering around markets that we feel that has internal usage using their own internal token. It could be a restaurant, it could be a conglomerate, it could be a company with many people that have their own internal token. So there is internal incentive to actually use expos in the big company. So we want to target very strategically because I think this is one way that we can actually be lean at this bear market, but we have enough funds to operate well through the bear market.
Mm-hmm. So how one of the questions is, how does PundiX make revenue?
How does PundiX
make revenue?
Make revenue.
Right.
The initial operation is actually from the ICO itself, and then the revenue actually comes from the deployment of Xpos, XPass, perhaps even customization for X Wallet. So for example, one of the signing that we have is actually with the Dubai credit, the Dubai agency. So we will be sending over a customized point of sales system, and this is also one revenue stream, which is a B2B partnership. So these are the revenue streams that we are exploring.
Okay, I see some repeating questions.
Mm-hmm.
regarding they were asking about will Binance delist MPXX?
No, Binance will not delist MPXS. So what happens is that MPXS is currently a ERC20 token living on the Ethereum blockchain. It will continue to be traded on the various exchanges that is already live. And when mainnet is ready, when FunctionX mainnet is ready, we will be talking to, we already are talking to the exchanges to do a swift and natural transaction for MPXS to the new token, say which we temporarily call the MPXS FX token, and the swap is actually 1-to-1, and the total supply and the circulating supply of MPXS will be the same also for the MPXS FX token, which means that no one is diluted. And if surely when we migrate to mainnet, you will still have your token unlocks. So when you migrate to the mainnet, the token unlock mechanism will also migrate from MPXS to MPXS FX. So you will continue to enjoy the 2+ % monthly airdrop and that you will be enjoying throughout this year.
Mm-hmm. One question for the X-Phone again.
Mm-hmm.
Is PundiX going to license X-Phone technology to the phone company partners?
Yes, that is. This has always been our main objective. X-Phone will be our flagship phone, and it will be only produced in the number of several thousand. From there on, the future FunctionX operating system will be embedded and built into future blockchain phones that are built by other mobile phone companies. So we want to be, if I may use an analogy, X-Phone is like Google Pixel, which is the flagship phone from Google, but it will only be produced 5,000 X-Phone. And our main core competency is actually to focus on perfecting FunctionX, which includes the operating system that powers future various blockchain phone, just like Android is powering the world right now.
Mm-hmm. So is there any plan to push the device in the United States? If so, when will that be?
For X-Phone, we are looking at a Q2 and Q3 launch. So once we are launching, it will be sold globally. The likely sales model will be online purchase. So once you purchase it online, we'll be able to send it to the country where you reside. At this point, I don't see any problem sending it to US. In fact, US is a big market for X-Phone deployment.
Okay. Okay, so, there's one regarding the manufacturing the X-Phone.
Yes.
Who is manufacturing the X-Phone? Is there a waiting list?
Okay, so a phone manufacturing involves different parts. You will need to source the screen, the mold, the IC chip, and also the various system on chip solutions on the phone. So most phones are manufactured in Shenzhen today. Some screens are manufactured in Japan and Korea, and certain parts are actually manufactured in Taiwan. So we have deep access to these locations, and there's no waiting list in the sense that we need to wait for the factory to be free, because we have been engaging the factory several months ago already. Yeah.
Okay. And there's a question that why would you leave NAM? Why would you? We have NAM blockchain to power the NAM Expos. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Okay, sorry. NAM. So we have a NAM MPXS, which is to power the NAM expos. So we will continue to build NAM specific expos for NAM based on the requirement. So we are not abandoning NAM. In fact, MPXS ZAM will continue to be available, and we will work with NAM to see what are the NAM specific expos that are being needed. One of the use cases is actually for us to power ZAM Mosaic, which is their equivalent of a ERC20 token in their own community. So our promise to NAM is actually to produce 20,000 NAM specific expos. We might migrate the core blockchain to FunctionX, but we will still work with NAM to make NAM expos available so that people that have NAM Mosaic and also NAM will be able to purchase their favorite Mosaic through expos, through their NAM expos. Yeah.
Okay. So.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, I get the question here regarding when expos coming to India.
When expos coming to India. So we have been traveling to India since I think November last year, and then we have spoken to many Indian partners, various kinds, and also we have talked to many Indian journalists. So right now, the reason why we haven't deployed in a big way in India is simply because of the jurisdiction, the legality of the situation in India. I mean, RBI and also the various institutions are still figuring out how to define cryptocurrency, the legality of it. Yeah.
Right. So there's a question from asking regarding FX ecosystem. Can we use only one token for the whole ecosystem?
So the FX ecosystem, the blockchain is actually the native token, which is powered by the FX coin. So this is the native token, which will be the fuel for various projects on FX blockchain. So for example, if in the future a company creates a smart contract on FunctionX blockchain, so the smart contract will obviously be using the FunctionX FX coin as a fuel to power that particular project. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And for Xphone,
I would like to take the opportunity to also to show some of the team members here. So Danny is actually here. Peko, can you just show?
Hi guys. Hi, I'm Danny. Hi. Yeah. Thank you for guys to attending our AMA. Yeah. And we're wondering. We heard from Zac, so the AMA. So we are truly sorry about what we have done, and the community has raised your concerns, and we have listened, and that's why today we are doing this MA. Try to answer your questions, to clear your doubts, and eventually we want to grow together, and then let's see what we can do to compensate and to growing together.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we are the future is bright, and we want to do something better and even better to grow something bigger. So we need your we believe in PundiX and FunctionX, and we need your support for doing this together.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah. And Peko, can I think you want to show your face a little bit?
Yeah.
That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And okay.
I'm still looking for questions.
Yeah.
So
is there any questions that you would like to ask? Okay, we got you. No redemption, no ICO.
Can you switch? Yeah, switch it to Zac.
okay, let me repeat everything again just to be clear. In fact, I've written down. Okay, so MPXS will migrate to the FX blockchain 1-to-1, which means that everything the MPXS rights that you have will be able to be migrated to MPXS FX token. So the migration will happen when the mainnet is launched and people will be able to swap 1-to-1. No dilution will happen in the process, which means that the circulating supply and the total supply of MPXS will be inherited to MPXS FX. This is the temporary name that we will be calling when the main for the MPXS token. So and the token unlock mechanism will survive, which means that when it becomes MPXS FX, the token unlock mechanism will be inherited, so people will continue to receive a token unlock. This is one. The second is that MPXS and MPXSM holders will also, in addition to that, receive 15% of all FunctionX coin generated. And FunctionX coin will be traded on exchanges by next week. The third one is that MPXS or its inherited version, which is MPXS FX, will continue to power all exposers. And the fourth one is the token burn. We will be burning 5.7 billion MPXS, which is approximately 2.8 million US dollar. And then we will also burn 2.8 billion MPXSM, which is approximately 1.4 million US dollar, totaling up to 4.2 million US dollar. And as I've said, the real burning through expos is not as big as this, so a substantial amount will be coming from the company itself. And the company's holdings are actually transparent. You will be able to see it. I mean, you are already seeing it. It's being reported. So we'll be burning a substantial amount from the company's holding as well. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Zac, for the explanation. And we will recap this AMA on our Medium post, so that you have the full information and fully informed. And if you have any questions, please go to the Telegram group, and our admin there will be helping you to answer those questions. And the last and not the least, thank you for watching and participate this AMA. We hope the answer that you got would solve some of your concern to this project, and we will really making a very hard effort to make this project succeed.
And last but not least, we would like everyone to know that we are long into expos and also the cryptocurrency endeavor. So we will be here for a long time. And once again, the community is very important to us, especially people that has supported us from the very beginning of our project. So once again, we would like to wish you a very belated Merry Christmas, and also let's head for a Happy New Year in 2019.
Thank
Thanks.
you.